All right, cool. Let's get to this right quick. I believe Joy Taylor because at the end of the day, Deion Sanders, Jerry Jones waiting to the Super Bowl to make this announcement. This could be a very much so tangible thing, opposed to the other thing. But let's listen to her right quick.
Is I think that Jerry likes to pull things along.
Yep.
Right.
He likes to keep us talking about it, speculating,
Mm-hmm.
dropping a little seed here, a little seed there. Maybe we won't sign Dak Prescott to a long-term deal. Maybe we will. Maybe we will sign CD. Maybe we won't. He likes to just drag the story out as long as possible, keep the Cowboys in the headlines, right? He's the very best at that.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be something to announce Deion Sanders as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl week? Wouldn't that be something?
I don't think he would do that.
He would, and why not?
That's so on script.
why
But
not?
that would be right on script.
Because he wouldn't hijack the rest of the Super
Shoot, Keys don't know what he talking about. I believe Joy Taylor. She got some inside information. Let me know if I'm lying. Yeah, she got some inside information. Yes, indeed. So she got something. She got something. She know a little something. Somebody CEO or somebody executive told her, hey, prime coming. Just wait. Just wait. And it's going to be announced during the Super Bowl or while the Super Bowl week is going. Jerry Jones have managed to hijack every single playoff week right in. He did. He did. First week, they announced that they keeping Mike McCarthy or no, they not going to let him go, visit other teams like the Bears or what have you. And then the second week, who's going to be the coach? It's prime time for your mind. He's been a high, strong candidate. And then now all of a sudden, Kellen Moore is in the mix. So Joy Taylor, she telling us, man, some inside information that she's been told. And at this point, I got to believe her to a degree. Better than this story right here, by the way. And this is what Ian Rappaport talks about.
Well, where they are right now is they are interviewing Brian Schottenheimer. I don't get the sense that anything is done or imminent, famous last words, but that is where it stands right now. But obviously, they've only interviewed 4 candidates now, including him. That goes to show you how real it is. Now, there's some other things that clearly they're waiting on. Could they be waiting for Kellen Moore to be finished with the playoffs? For sure they could. But to me, at the very least, this feels real. And so if I were to try to explain why this interview makes some sense, I would say one you just said, which is there have been plenty of times when Brian Schottenheimer, called Shoddy by his players, has been a hot head coaching candidate. He's got a really strong resume, not just as an offensive coordinator. I know people look at the numbers, but as a leader and someone who can keep up the culture that the Cowboys have.
Oh, what culture? Come on, fam. You know, it's one thing to be an inside reporter and these sorts of things on the outside, by the way, because he don't really be in Dallas like that. But to say the Cowboys got culture, you guys put that down in the chat where our culture is at. But to contextualize everything with Brian Schottenheimer, or Shotty, is we've seen him speak with authority. He is more of an assertive person when he's speaking. This could be a situation and scenario, which was the other news that was reported, that he interviewed not just for the head coach, but for the offensive coordinator, right? So it's a mixed bag of tricks when you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, because you know one thing. They love to save money, and Jerry Jones don't believe in paying coaches. That's Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. So we normally say, hey, Stephen Jones is the one that like to hold back on money. Well, Jerry is the one that like to hold back on money with coaches. I believe in some small mind of Jerry that he thinks that he's the coach, right? He the de facto coach. So he may have 10 or 15 plays that he like to call and say, hey, make sure you embed these plays that I love to call. But neither here nor there. The whole point about Brian is this right here. If he comes in for dog water, right, and Jerry Jones already have in the backs working, like the Jason Witten, I believe he's still somewhere working. He the one called Tashard Choice and DeMarco Murray and said, hey, you know, we played with each other, man, on the field, and do you want a job? Do you need a job? Because I got a job for you. I need somebody to be a running back coach, and that's why those things are happening, right? Jason Witten is already moving and motioning with this particular organization, but that's a whole nother storyline. But when you look at all the things that's been told, I truly believe that the Cowboys already have their coach in waiting because why? They didn't even pick up the phone to call Ben Johnson. They didn't even pick up the phone to call Aaron Glenn. And the more and more that it seems that the Cowboys love to hire from within, they got a game plan to either bring back Kellen Moore or to let this saga and drama continue to build and fester with the Deion Sanders thing. Because Brian Schottenheimer don't move a needle at all.
The familiarity would be there as well. For instance, if you are someone who likes Dak Prescott having a lot of success in an offense, you'd have a lot of continuity and some similar offensive schemes from before. And then, look, I mean, for the Cowboys, I know we talked about this, Tom. There is definitely a thought that for Jerry Jones, he didn't maybe want to pay top dollar for a head coach. This probably wouldn't be that. It's at least something the Cowboys are exploring, and we'll see what direction it goes.
Well, like I said, Jerry Jones being a cheapskate on coaches. The craziest thing of it all, he flaunts around that, they big corporation or $1 billion that they earned or what have you with the Cowboys, the highest revenued team in the NFL and one of the tops throughout all sports, right? But they pay their damn coaches dog water, right? Or dog food, kibbles and bits. I can't make this stuff up, but I can tell you guys, if it is a situation on Jerry Jones' way out, hopefully, and that's all we got, is that they can go out there and get a real coach that we can see some evidence of culture, because this dude talking about culture that can change some things. Now, just to talk about this one more time, he didn't bring in Aaron Glenn. He didn't bring in a Ben Johnson. They didn't interview any other top creme de la creme coaches that was out there. Of course, we can talk about Robert Saleh and Leslie Frazier, but those were tokens to qualify or to solidify the Rooney Rule, right? But outside of that, we haven't brought in any known candidate that's available, or unless we are waiting for Joe Brady, or unless we're waiting for Cliff Kingsbury in as well as Kellen Moore. But I'm thinking that this is more of a Kellen Moore situation. This is his job to lose or what have you, because or to accept or not. And if those two things don't happen, if he don't accept and the Cowboys are not looking at Kellen Moore, you can bet your bottom dollar it's between Brian Schotty as well as not Dez Bryant, but Deion Sanders, which is a far stretch. But that's our biggest hope right now. Cowboy Nation, Mike McCarthy still out there on the streets. And I said this earlier, and I'm not trying to beat up Mike McCarthy. I just said this earlier. If he's worth the grain of salt, there should be other teams beating down the door for him. The Jets, the Jaguars, the Saints. What y'all waiting on? This dude's 12-5 when the quarterback is healthy. What y'all waiting on? Clock is ticking. So, Mike McCarthy, if he's worth the grain of salt, and I'm not throwing any hate or shade at him. I'm just speaking. Cowboy Nation, post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. That's all the time that I have for this topic. Be sure to hit that like and share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond.
It's an evil world we live in.
We about, baby.